Welcome into the Crawdads Streaming Network for today's pregame show. I'm Charlie Limoncelli on the call by myself today, but today's pregame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records, Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls and live music, and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek. The last game for Walnut Creek, a monster 17-1 blowout over the San Francisco Seagulls on Tuesday, and it was never really close, all things considered. The Crawdads led 8-0 after the first, then they added 3 more in the second. A monster day for Bryden Bull, 4 for 5, a triple shy of the cycle and 6 runs driven in. Also it added an additional single on the day, Bull did, but man, the ball was flying, and looks to be a similar story here at Monte Vista High School in Danville on this fine Thursday afternoon. But let's cut to the highlights from yesterday.
The 1-1 to Ramirez, swing and a miss. How about the breaking ball there? 1-1 grounded back to Whalen, mishandled. Aldridge gonna try and leg it out. He will. Probably 2 errors on that one. Whalen couldn't get it, then the shortstop Feliciano had a problem with it. First offering hit the other way, deep right field. Going back, Heflin to the track, off of his glove. They're gonna rule that extra base hit for Rolls. Aldridge stops at third. And just like that, 2 runners in scoring position for Ryan Ellis and the Crawdads. The 1-0 hit on the ground to third. Brewer has trouble with it. Feliciano can't quite pick it up either. Aldridge scores. So Elijah Ramos read it with the RBI. 1-0 lead for the Crawdads. Side of the infield. First and second. RBI single for Dylan Perez. 2-0 lead for the Crawdads. Bull hits one hard on the ground through the left field side. Easy base hit, scores 1. Now coming in is Ramos for 2. 2-run RBI single for Bryden Bull. The Crawdads lead 4-0. Softly hit left side of the infield. Will not get Aldridge on the fielder's choice. We'll see an 8-0 ball game for the Crawdads, and up comes Peyton Rolls. Here he does on the 1-0, deep into left field, going back Hurtado, track, ball, out of here! We called it earlier today, Bryden Bull, his first homer as a Crawdad. 10-1, Walnut Creek leads. You mess with the Bull, you get the horns. Clisby rips one into the left center gap, easy extra base hit for Clisby, lots of speed heading from first. Now he's at second, and he'll get the hold there. A wide throw into the outfield. Clisby's going to go over to third. Does not have the wave, but had a chance to go home. Either way, another RBI chance. The payoff from Hidegi. Inner third fastball, called strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Kalani Hidegi. The Crawdad season high and a career high for Kalani Hidegi. Offering to Bull. Ripped on the right field line, lands fair, extra bases. Ellis will come in to score. They'll also wave in Ramos. And how about Bryden Bull? A 2 RBI double in the bottom of the 5th makes it 14-1 Walnut Creek, and now 6 runs driven in for the rising redshirt freshman at Ole Miss. On the ground to short, Rolls collects. They'll throw to second for 1. The flip to first, not in time. 1 down now in the top of the 6th. Hit on the ground to short. Ramos collects and fires across the diamond in time. 2 from Coburn. Swing and a miss. How about that? 3-pitch strikeout. Rolls rips a single into right field. It goes to second as well. A leadoff double.
Yeah, buddy. You're him. Good boy.
Flared into shallow center field. Down for a base hit. There it is. Rolls comes in to score. An RBI single for Kevin Parker Jr. makes it 15-1. As the 2-1 wave and a miss outside heater. As the 2-2 check swing, ring him up, strike 3 called on the swing. That'll do it Here in the top of the ninth, the Crawdads, a big
Welcome back to the Crawdads pregame show, brought to you by Up the Creek Records, Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls and live music, and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. On tap today, the Menlo Park Legends 0-5 visiting the Walnut Creek Crawdads, another California Collegiate League North matchup between these two teams. The Legends went 16-21 last year. 14-20, fifth in the CCL North, looking to make some noise in the division. Challenge the Crawdads as they were a thorn in Walnut Creek's side all year long yesterday, but this is just the first matchup between these two teams in 2025. So that being said, let's get into the keys to the game for this one today. Starting off, mind wipe for Walnut Creek. Forget what's happened the past two games against the San Francisco Seagulls. You won big, forget that. That's never helpful against another new team coming in. You know, every day is a new day. You can't rely on the momentum that you think you might have built up. You have to take every opponent seriously, including this Menlo Park team. Second key to the game, put the ball in play. A lot of good things happen when the ball is in the field on hit, off the bat, I should say. Walnut Creek did a really good job of that the last two games against San Francisco. Need to keep that up against Menlo Park. Third key to the game, throw strikes. The bullpen has looked really good. After struggling the first 2 days against Berkovich Honors and Red Tails Baseball, they had a tougher outing against Sonoma, but since then they've allowed 4 or fewer runs in 3 straight games. Need more of that, and they've done that by throwing the ball into the square and creating strikes, gets batters down in unfavorable counts, and then induces weak contact. Fourth, no freebies defensively. This means 0 errors, or try to limit to as few defensive mistakes as possible. This is a very sound defensive team for Walnut Creek. They just got to keep going in that regard and not give up easy bags to the Menlo Park Legends. And fifth, high energy. It's a very hot day here in Monte Vista in Danville, so got to keep the energy high, got to keep the vibes good in the building for Walnut Creek. This is not a game where you can just kind of roll over. You got to thug it out, and you got to keep the energy positive in order to strike out the win. So that being said, those are our keys to the game here on the Crawdads pregame show. And this Menlo Park team looking solidly formidable, looking for their first win. We'll see how they will end up faring later on today. But before we get to first pitch, we're going to take a break here on the Crawdads pregame show, brought to you by Up the Creek Records, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And we'll be back for first pitch, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome into the Crawdad Streaming Network for this broadcast. First pitch time and temperature. It's just a few minutes past 4 o'clock, and today's first pitch temperature, it's a blistering 98 degrees here in Danville. Today's first pitch time and temperature brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919. Cool off with Meadowlark. Menlo Park Legends and the Walnut Creek Crawdads going at it here today. And the Legends looking to pick up their first win in conference play here in the California Collegiate League. Walnut Creek Crawdads starting pitcher today brought to you by Danville Chocolates, and it's a new man for Walnut Creek. Vance Haskins, the right-hander from Delta College, making his Crawdad debut. Was the Mustangs' leader in innings pitched, victories, strikeouts, and whip as a sophomore at San Joaquin Delta College. And then looking at the defense behind him today, he'll have Riley Winchell behind the dish, Barrett Ronson playing first, Elijah Ramos at second, Peyton Rolls at short, Kevin Parker Jr. manning third, Ryan Ellison left, Bryden Bull in center field, and Dylan Perez over in right. Menlo Park getting ready to go here. They'll be the first up to the dish here today. And lead things off for them is Mason Griffin, the center fielder. Griffin, a rising sophomore at the University of Northern Colorado, has one hit through his first 3 games with Menlo Park. Haskins kicks and fires. His first pitch is a Crawdad. Outer third fastball, strike one. Vance Haskins, a rising junior from Clements, California. Before he went to Delta College, he actually spent his freshman campaign with the Fresno State Bulldogs. The righty's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Another fastball on the outside part of the plate. And Griffin, the left-hander, having a tough go at it. Mason Griffin, the only left-hander in the Menlo Park order. Lots of righties ready to go in the bullpen for Walnut Creek today. Haskins sets at the letters on the third base side. The 0-2. Fastball misses low. Griffin, a Fort Collins, Colorado native, out here playing summer ball for the first time with Menlo Park. 6'3", 215-pound left-hander. The 1-2 to him. Hard ground ball to second. Ramos collects no problem and fires to first for the out. One down in the top of the first. It brings up the second batter for Menlo Park, Joey D'Amelio. West Valley College guy, undecided at the moment. Spent his freshman campaign at Ohlone College, where the head coach of the Menlo Park Legends, Nick Sanzeri, coaches. First offering to D'Amelio. Outer third fastball, strike one. And Haskins certainly with some juice early in his appearance today. Righty shakes off one call from Winchell. Agrees to this here. The 0-1. Fastball upper part of the zone this time. Quickly an 0-2 count. The 0-2. Haskins comes home. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch gets the bite. 2 quick outs to start the top of the first for the Crawdads defensively. Now at the dish, the guy in the number 3 spot in the order, Ryan Duron, designated hitter. Duron from Westcliff University, appearing in his 3rd game for Menlo Park. First offering popped up, left side of the infield, now trailing into shallow left center field. Coming on, Ellis from left to make the grab. 1-2-3 inning for Vance Haskins in his first appearance as a Crawdad. Doesn't get too much better than that. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Walnut Creek trying to get on the board first after this. Welcome back to the bottom of the first on the Crawdads streaming network. Let's have a look at the Menlo Park pitcher for today. Today's pitching matchup brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And on the bump, it's the right-hander Diego Menevar from Bradley University, formerly of Ohlone College, a guy in his second season with the Menlo Park Legends. Last year appeared in 4 games, 3 of them starts, 2.29 ERA in 15 2/3 innings. 2 of those appearances against the Crawdads, one of which he earned a victory. But he'll face an even tougher Crawdad lineup this season compared to the 2025 edition of the team. Let's have a look at that right here on your screen. Leading off, it'll be Peyton Rolls at short, Dylan Perez in right field, then Ryan Ellis in left field, Riley Winchell batting cleanup and playing catcher, Bryden Bull, last game's player of the game, hitting 5th and in center field. Barrett Ronson hitting 6th at first base, Sutter Moss, the designated hitter, in the 7-hole, Kevin Parker Jr. at 3rd, hitting 8th, and Elijah Ramos, the 9-hole man, at second base. Rolls against Menevar, and Peyton Rolls had a monster start to his Crawdad season. Gonna get a brief timeout here. Either way, Rolls steps in. Menevar, the right-hander, standing at 6 foot, kicks and fires. Fastball, wave and a miss. 0-1 to Rolls, rising sophomore at San Jose State. The righty on the hill for the Legends comes home on the 0-1. Fouled away, right field territory, well out of play. Quickly 0-2. Apparently that timeout, a little bit of pitch comm issues here in the California Collegiate League, but they've got it all set. Menevar looking for his first put away. The 0-2 home. Chopper to second. Fendel collects, fires to first in time. So now both the top and the bottom of the first have started out the same way, a 4-3 putout. Either way, 1 down in the bottom of the first for Dylan Perez. Crawdads right fielder also having a hot start to the season. Through 4 league contests, Perez 4 for 14, 3 walks, and an RBI with an extra base hit. First pitch to the lefty, big hack, fouled back. 0-1, and Menevar just throwing strikes. That's what made him so effective in that appearance last season against the Crawdads. July 8th, 2025, in a 6-5 victory. Menevar 5 innings, 2 runs on 5 hits. One of those was earned. 4 Ks to quiet the Crawdad order. That one gets well away from him. 1-1. So Menevar will reset at the first base side of the Menlo Park rubber. Perez, the rising sophomore at Baylor, squares in. The 1-1 to him. Fastball inside. 2-1. Menevar appeared in 6 collegiate innings this spring. 9 appearances. Going to eat some innings for Menlo Park. His 2-1 home. Heater on the outer third, strike 2. He's certainly winding up with a lot of effort, putting some velocity on the fastball. 2 strikes to Perez. The 2-2. Ground ball to first. Jackson collects. He'll take it to the bag himself. 2 down in the bottom of the first now. Quiet start to the day for Walnut Creek. Ryan Ellis with 2 down in the inning, trying to change that. And Mr. Crawdad, a guy who has faced Menevar before in both those appearances last season. Ellis had 3 walks in his last game, did not record a hit. First pitch, high and outside. Just the first time that Menevar has issued a first pitch ball. The 1-0 to Ellis. Same spot, 2-0. Ellis entered this week through 5 games, hitting .416. An OPS over 1,000. 3 runs driven in on 5 hits. The 2-0. Check swing. Off speed in the zone anyway. 2 and 1 to Ellis. The rising senior kicks and fires. A fastball upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ryan Ellis. Just a guy that is incredibly hard to strike out. 4 walks to 1 strikeout this season. 22 walks to 13 Ks last summer. The 3-1. Hit high in the air. Center field. Griffin tracking back to the wall. No chance! How about Ryan Ellis? Solo blast in the bottom of the first to make it 1-0 for Walnut Creek. Certainly had some pop off the bat, but looked to be a little more of a fly ball. Nope. Ellis just goes dead center field. His first home run of the season, and now sole possession of first place in Crawdad history all time for homers. 2 down, a 1-run lead in the bottom of the first for Walnut Creek, and here's Riley Winchell, now one of 3 Crawdads with a homer on the young season. Winchell hit his on Sunday against the Seagulls. First offering to the righty, check swing on the breaking ball. He went around. Nasty movement from Menevar there as he tries to recover from the homer. Winchell, rising redshirt sophomore, had a monster year at Chabot. The 0-1. Outer third fastball called a strike by the home plate umpire. Big exhale from Diego Menevar. He peers in. Now resets. The righty trying to put away Winchell. He yanks a breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2. The 1-2 home. Winchell takes another breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No one on, 2 down. In the bottom of the first, Crawdads a 1-0 lead. They've now scored first in each of their last 2 games. The 2-2 to Winchell. Check swing, breaking ball, misses outside, full count. Winchell on the season, 4 runs driven in, had an RBI single and the home run on Sunday against the Seagulls. This is his 3rd appearance in conference play. The payoff, Menevar yanks a breaking ball well outside, and Winchell works a 2-out walk. And now with that walk, brings up the 5-hole man, Bryden Bull, to the dish. Crawdads reigning player of the game after a massive effort on Tuesday. 4 for 5. A home run, a double, and 2 singles. Brought in 6 total runs in that game. 6 of 17 runs that the Crawdads scored. Just a guy with preposterous power to the opposite side. Menevar in the stretch for the first time today. Kicks and fires. Bull takes an outer third fastball for a strike. 0-1 to the Las Vegas native. Winchell taking a hearty lead at first. The 0-1 from Menevar. Bull lifts one deep into right center field. D'Amelio and Griffin turning, looking, bye-bye baseball. 2 games in a row for Bryden Bull. And now the Crawdad leader in home runs. He's got sole possession of it. This man's getting hot. Crawdads fans, keep paying attention. 3-0 lead in the bottom of the first for Walnut Creek. What looked like a promising inning for Menevar has turned nightmarish. 2 home runs allowed with 2 outs. First offering to the 6-hole man, Ronson. Ball 1. Now Bryden Bull tied for second in the league in homers with 2 in the early 2026 season. The 1-0 to Ronson, wave and a miss. Home plate umpire will say he technically foul-tipped it into Bateman's glove, but nonetheless, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 home. Misses outside. Menevar was throwing strikes earlier in this inning. Since then, has had some trouble with the location. The 2-1 to Ronson. Breaking ball low and away. 3-1 to the Crawdad first baseman. Ronson, just a guy that hits the ball really hard. His first hit as a Crawdad last Wednesday. 97-mile-an-hour single up the middle. Now the 3-1. Ronson takes strike 2. The payoff from Menevar. Ronson fouls it away to stay alive. Rising junior spent this season at Santa Ana College, Ronson did, undecided on where he's playing baseball next. Already a left-hander warming up for Menlo Park. The 3-2 home. Ronson skies one up right side of the infield. First baseman Jackson, he's waved off. Fendel from second base will take care of it. And that ends the inning, but not before some dramatic hits for Walnut Creek. 2 home runs, a solo blast from Ryan Ellis, and a 2-run shot from Bryden Bull to make it a 3-0 game. Heading to the top of the second, we'll have that action right here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Top of the second on the Crawdad Streaming Network, a 3-0 lead for Walnut Creek. Now, heart of the Legends order due up Barclay Ovale, Ethan Jackson, and Ryder Kelly, 4, 5, and 6. Vance Haskins got a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first, looking to repeat that success in his first appearance as a Crawdad. Ovale, rising redshirt sophomore at Fresno State, San Francisco native, playing down the peninsula for Menlo Park. The first pitch from Haskins. Breaking ball, outer third, strike 1. Didn't see much of the heater, or pardon me, much of the off speed from Haskins in the top of the first. Went primarily heater, and it was effective. Ground ball, a strikeout swinging, and a pop out to left. The 0-1 offering to the Legends left fielder, fouled back. 0-2. Haskins pinched 74 1/3 innings this spring at Delta College. 73 Ks to 31 walks. Now his 0-2. Plunks Ovale in the left shoulder. First pitch he's really missed on today. Leadoff base runner for Menlo Park. No one out in the top of the second. On the 5-hole, Ethan Jackson playing at first base, a catcher by trade from Carmel, California. Jackson, 6'2", 225 pounds. Large frame. Haskins in the stretch, peers at first. Now focuses his attention home. First offering out of the stretch. Fastball misses outside. 1-0, not for a lack of effort. Riley Winchell tried to frame it up, almost had it. The 1-0 to Jackson. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Jackson, 2 seasons spent at Monterey Peninsula College. Rising junior is undecided on his next steps, but hit .320 this spring with 18 runs driven in. The 1-1, slider outside. 2-1 to Jackson. Vance Haskins, as a freshman at Fresno State, 7 2/3 innings pitched in 7 appearances. Only 4 earned runs total in that season. His 2-1, looping slider, finds the inner part of the zone, 2-2. 1 on, no one out in the top of the second for Menlo Park, trailing by 3. Jackson looking to do some damage on the 2-2. Here it comes. Fastball just misses outside. Full count. Haskins added to the Crawdads roster a couple days ago. Part of a wave of bullpen reinforcements, including Crawdad veteran Ryan Delaney and Edward Said. The payoff. Jackson fouls it away. We'll do 3-2 again. Jackson already has 2 runs batted in for Menlo Park this year. Trying to put the ball in play. The payoff. Lined over to second, just off the glove of Ramos. Ovale moves to second base. And they'll give him a hit officially on that. Nice line drive. Ramos a leaping, but couldn't quite pull it down. Nonetheless, 2 base runners on and no one out in the top of the second for Menlo Park. And now action in the Walnut Creek bullpen. Trey Galino, the right-hander, throwing some pitches. Here's Ryder Kelly playing third base today for Menlo Park. An RBI chance for the rising freshman. He's headed to UC Davis this fall. Haskins' first offering. Slider outside, nearly worked a check swing. Two first pitch balls in this inning for Haskins after he went 3 first pitch strikes in the first. The 1-0 to Kelly, wave and a miss. Fastball high and tight, gets the bite. Kelly at Menlo Atherton, where he just graduated, career .354 hitter in 89 games. 30 doubles, 5 triples, 4 homers in 4 varsity seasons. Haskins, the 1-1. Off speed, hard of the plate, strike 2. Pair of homers put the Crawdads on top by 3. Menlo Park trying to respond here in the top of the second. The 1-2 from Haskins. He spins off the throw back to second, not in time. Nice spin moves. They tried to catch Ovale. Now the 1-2 home. Misses outside, 2-2. Looked almost like a cutter, that pitch did. A little bit of arm side run, or pardon me. Broke away a little bit, but had the velo of a heater. Nonetheless, it's 2-2. Haskins offering to Kelly. Fastball misses the outer third, full count. It's the second time this inning that Vance Haskins has worked himself into a 3-2 count. The righty's payoff. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball past him. One down now in the top of the second. Still 2 aboard, and Nate Bateman in the 7 spot up to bat. Bateman, rising sophomore at the University of Puget Sound. Played in 4 games for the Loggers this spring. First offering to the right-handed catcher. Called a strike. Haskins hit that upstairs away corner. Command has mostly been sharp for Vance Haskins in his Crawdad debut. Trying to work out of this 2-base runner jam. The 0-1 home. Breaking ball lined into shallow center field. Base hit for Bateman. Bull with a rocket throw to Winchell behind the dish to prevent any runs from scoring. But the single loads the bases for Menlo Park, and the 8-hole man, Isaac Fendel, the second baseman, with a chance to knock in a pair. Crawdads leaving Haskins in the jam. But Galeno looks primed to go. First pitch to the Menlo Park second baseman. Breaking ball in the zone for a strike. Fendel back-to-back University of Puget Sound Loggers at the bottom of the Legends order. He and Bateman, teammates there. Fendel, a rising junior. The 0-1 from Haskins. Fastball high and tight. 1-1 to Fendel. 21 career games played at Puget Sound, 12 starts in 2 seasons. A 300 hitter. The 1-1. Line just over Parker Jr.'s head at third base. 1 run comes to score. And the throw from Ellis will hold any more, but 4 singles in this inning. And Menlo Park cuts into the deficit, courtesy of Isaac Fendel. 3-1 ball game for Walnut Creek. Still only 1 out in the top of the second. Bases juiced for Brian Kenny, the shortstop. Now we're going to get a mound visit. Manager Brent Cummings coming out for Walnut Creek. And he will take the ball from Haskins. We'll go to Trey Galeno in just a second. While he warms up, we'll step aside right after this. Top of the second on the Crawdads streaming network. Bases loaded, 1 out. Menlo Park Legends have already got 1 across in this inning, trying to tie the ball game up after Walnut Creek jumped out to that 3-0 lead. And Trey Galino replaces Haskins on the hill. Galino, the rising redshirt freshman at California, making his second appearance with Walnut Creek. He appeared on Thursday, just a week ago, against the California Red Tails, an inning and 2/3, 3 walks, 3 Ks, a hit and 1 run, which was earned in 10 batters faced, trying to escape the jam. Kenny, the shortstop for Menlo Park, digs in the right-handed batter's box. Rising senior at Northern Colorado, the first pitch to him. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Kenny from Parker, Colorado, with Northern Colorado, 15 games, 5 starts, 167 hitter in 24 at-bats. Galino's 0-1, fastball fouled away. 0-2 count. Before Northern Colorado, Kenny spent a pair of seasons at Chandler Gilbert Community College out in the Arizona desert. The 0-2 from Galino. Hits him in the face. Kenny is going to need some medical attention. Hard fastball. The hit by pitch will drive in a run. And now it's a 1-run game for Menlo Park. We're going to take a break here while this one resolves itself. Back for the top of the second, Trey Galino came in. First batter he faced, Brian Kenny, the shortstop for Menlo Park, hit in the face with a fastball and was down for a couple of minutes. Amanda Morton, the athletic trainer for Walnut Creek, came out, attended to him. He's out of the game now. Paul Wagner, the infielder for Menlo Park, replaces him at first base. But with the hit by pitch, a run comes across. The lineup turns over for Menlo Park, and it's a one-run game, only one out, bases loaded. Here's Mason Griffin. He grounded out to second in the first inning. Galino sets above the belt. Kicks and fires to the left-hander. Fastball misses out and away. 1-0 to Griffin. Griffin, this is his fourth game in CCL play. Has one hit through 12 at-bats now. The 1-0, breaking ball low. 2-0. Galino dangles the arm. Reads this call from Winchell. The 2-0 home. Lined into shallow center. Bull won't get there. There's another RBI single for the Legends, and we're tied at 3. Just fundamental baseball here for Menlo Park. Same spot, bases loaded, one out for Joey D'Amelio, the right fielder. Righty-righty matchup here for Galena. Now Weston Thornberry, the right-hander, warming for Walnut Creek. First offering to D'Amelio, line down the left field line, misses. Just a foot away from an extra base hit. Instead, it's 0-1 at the dish. D'Amelio spent his freshman season at Pepperdine, 37 games and 24 starts with the Waves, 4 homers. Then at West Valley, 31 runs driven in on 12 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. The 0-1 from Galino. Fastball misses low and away. 1-1. Haskins started with a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first, then hit the first batter this inning, Ovale, then allowed a single, a K, another single, and a third single. That led to Galino coming in. This one popped up, breaking ball towards the bleachers. 1-2 now to D'Amelio. But after Brian Kelly got hit in the face, Mason Griffin the RBI single to tie the ball game up. Galino trying to work out of the bases loaded jam. The 1-2, breaking ball slapped foul third base side. Diego Menevar, the right-hander for Menlo Park, started this game, allowed 2 home runs, one to Ryan Ellis, then a 2-run shot to Bryden Bull. He's throwing some warm-up pitches. It's been a long break for him in the top of the second. Galino peers in, resets first base side of the rubber. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Galino blows a fastball past D'Amelio, 2 down in the top of the second. And the 3-hole man, Ryan Duran, the designated hitter, still bases loaded for Menlo Park. And we're tied at 3. First off to Duran. Hard hit ground ball to third. Parker Jr. collects. He'll take it to the bag himself to end the inning. 3 runs come across. 2 on an RBI single, then 1 on a hit by pitch to Brian Kenny. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Crawdads trying to break the tie after this. Bottom of the second, Diego Menevar out for his second inning of work against this Crawdad lineup. Walnut Creek got out to a 3-0 lead courtesy of Ryan Ellison, Bryden Bull with a pair of home runs to bring in 3, and then Menlo Park nearly batted around. 9 batters went up to the dish. They scored a 3 on 4 singles. 2 of them drove in runs and a hit by pitch. There were 2 total in that inning. Here's Sutter Moss, the designated hitter for Walnut Creek. First pitch to him. Fastball lower third for a strike. Score essentially reset. It's 0-0 in the minds of the players. Paul Wagner does move over to short to replace Brian Kenny. Menevar, the 0-1. Breaking ball misses down and low. In the Legends bullpen, Aaron Lewis, the left-hander, getting loose. The 1-1 to Moss, misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Menevar, now the 1-2 home. Or the 2-1, excuse me, goes for a strike, makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sutter Moss, rising redshirt sophomore at Delta College. Recorded his first hit in conference play yesterday. The 2-2. Breaking ball hit on the ground to second. Fendel collects and fires to first with plenty of time for the out. 1 down in the bottom of the second for Kevin Parker Jr., the man in the 8-hole for Walnut Creek. And Parker Jr., kind of a traditional bottom of the order guy, walks a whole lot. Doesn't necessarily get a ton of hits. 6 walks, 1 hit in 4 games for Walnut Creek in conference play, Parker Jr. has. 2 runs driven in. Righty-righty matchup here. Menevar kicks and fires. Breaking ball inside. Not just the second time in the early goings of this game that Menevar has dished out a first pitch ball. The 1-0. Parker Jr. belts one into deep left center field. Ovale to the track. Goodbye! Kevin Parker Jr. His first extra base hit in conference play as a long ball. And how about that? The Crawdads take a 4-3 lead over the Menlo Park Legends in the bottom of the second. Already 3 homers on the day. The ball is flying out of Monte Vista Ballpark here on this 95-degree day. One down, no one on for Elijah Ramos. First pitch to the right-hander, inside fastball. 1-0. Ramos, rising redshirt junior, spent the spring at Cal State East Bay after a pair of seasons at Cal State Fullerton. The 1-0 hit high in the air. Left field, Ovale tracking back a couple steps and puts it away. Another one that the Crawdads gave a ride to the outfield. 2 down, no one on. Lineup turns over for Peyton Rolls in the bottom of the second. And Rolls in batting practice on Tuesday hit one over the left field fence. Warm East Bay air doing everybody some favors here today. First pitch to Rolls. Breaking ball plunks off his back. So now both offenses have been hit by the opposing pitching staff. 2 Menlo Park hitters plunked, 1 for Walnut Creek. Nonetheless, a 2-out base runner for Dylan Pettis at the hill. And now out comes Nick Sanzeri, the manager for Menlo Park. He'll call to the bullpen, and we'll take a step aside here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. With a lefty at the dish and one on deck, the Menlo Park Legends go to the bullpen. Aaron Lewis, the left-hander from the University of Portland, set to face Perez. 2 down in the bottom of the second. The Crawdads got one back on the Kevin Parker Jr. home run. Now they lead 4-3. Rolls at first after the hit by pitch. First offering to Perez. Looping breaking ball sits at the knees for strike one. Lewis this spring at Portland, 22 1/3 innings pitched, 11 appearances, 2 starts. He was 2-3. Rolls goes as Perez lines one foul down first base side. 0-2. Rolls had a big jump. Called a balk, never mind. Now 0-1 to Perez. RBI chance for him now. The 0-1 tapped foul and hit off of Perez's helmet. Now it's 0-2 at the dish. Perez grounded out to first in the first inning for the second out. Ellis hit a homer, Winchell walked, and then Bryden Bull hit a homer. The 0-2 from Lewis bounces in the dirt. 1-1. Lewis, third base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers the 1-2 to Perez. Hit hard foul first base side. Just out in front of the breaking ball there from the left-hander. And correction, this is Noah Klube, number 11, the left-hander on the hill, not Aaron Lewis. Klube's offering hit high in the air to right field. D'Amelio camps under it and puts it away. Crawdads do get one back on the Kevin Parker Jr. homer. They lead 4-3, heading to the top of the third. We'll have that action right after this on the Crawdads streaming network. Live for the top of the third on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Coming up later today, Player of the Game in our post-game show. Player of the Game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Trey Galino back out there for the bases loaded for the first time this appearance. First inning, Barclay Ovale, who led off the last inning. First pitch, a fastball in the dirt, wild pitch. 1-0 to Ovale, who was hit by Vance Haskins to lead off the second. He later would score on the Isaac Fendel RBI single. Galino, the 6'2" righty, kicks and fires. Fastball, heart of the zone for strike one. Trey Galino committed to the University of California at Berkeley on November 19th, 2024. Did not play this season as a true freshman, so redshirted to preserve a year of eligibility. The 1-1, Ovale lifted one into right center field. Over is Perez to make the grab. Two pitches, one out in the top of the third. In the 5 spot, it's Ethan Jackson playing first base. He hit a single in the second and would score when Brian Kenny was hit by Galino. That was the first batter Galino faced. Galino's first offering. Curveball sits on the inner third, strike one called. Jackson, big right-hander, formerly of Monterey Peninsula. The 0-1 to him. Check swing on a fastball in the dirt, 1-1. Galino, highly touted right-hander in the state of California. Number 111th overall. As a senior, had an ERA of 0 in 12 innings pitched. Senior in high school, I should say. The 1-2. Outside, 2-1. Galino looking to prove himself out here with the Crawdads this summer, then head back to Berkeley with a resume and try to earn some innings for the Golden Bears in the spring. The 2-1. Fastball at the knees, strike two. Certainly helps to have a catcher like Riley Winchell behind the dish, a guy who's just so good in all aspects defensively. Has a cannon attached to his right arm, frames the ball really well, doesn't let too many get past him in that one knee down stance. Galino's 2-2, just fouled back. Jackson gets a piece of that curveball to stay alive. But he was well out in front. Galino winds and fires the 2-2. Breaking ball in the left-handed batter's box. Full count to Jackson. Galino through one inning already, one strikeout. No walks yet. The 3-2. Outer third fastball called strike three. 2 Ks on the day for Trey Galino, and Ethan Jackson can't believe it. 2 down in the top of the third for the 6th man in the Menlo Park order, Ryder Kelly. Kelly, the 2026 Menlo Atherton High School grad, going to UC Davis in the fall. First offering to him. Fastball low and away. 0-1 to Kelly, struck out swinging against Haskins in the second, his first at-bat. Galino comes set. The 1-0 to Kelly. Fastball well inside, 2-0. No one on, 2 down in the top of the third. Menlo Park trails by 1. Now the 2-0 to Kelly. Fastball misses the other way, 3-0. Nate Bateman, the catcher, on deck. He had a single in the second. He's got his leg guards on, but in the on-deck circle in case of both outcomes. The 3-0, a fastball on the inner third for a strike. Kelly was about to toss the bat. Instead, he'll have to head back to that right-handed batter's box. Galino delivers the 3-1. Outside fastball. First walk that Galino has issued today. And a 2-out base runner for Bateman. Bateman appearing in his third game for Menlo Park. Now has 2 hits in 7 at-bats. He's worked 2 walks, also driven in a run. Has a ground out and a fly out. 4 strikeouts to boot. Galino out of the stretch. First pitch to Bateman. Fastball misses high. Weston Thornbury playing long toss again for Walnut Creek in the bullpen. Galino's 1-0. Misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes to Bateman with Kelly over at first. Galino takes his time getting reset on the mound. Peers in for the signal. Winchell has the offering. Kelly, 10-foot lead at first. Ronson covering the bag. The 2-0 home. Hit softly on the ground to short, rolls. Will underhand toss to Ramos at the second base. Bag for the out. After the 2 walk, Crawdads get out of the inning on the ground out. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Walnut Creek leading by 1 over the Menlo Park Legends. Bottom of the third, the Crawdads lead by 1. Heart of the order due up. Ryan Ellis, Riley Winchell, and Bryden Bull against Noah Klube, the left-hander, trying to get through his full first inning of work. And Ryan Ellis, last time he was up, a solo blast in the first inning that went 386 feet, 31-degree launch angle, and 100 miles an hour off the bat. Lefty-lefty matchup for Klube. He kicks and fires. A breaking ball on the outer third, strike 1. Ellis, with that last home run, took sole possession of first place in Crawdad history for career home runs with 11. The 0-1 to the lefty. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. 1-1 to Ellis. This his 4th season now with Walnut Creek. The 1-1 breaking ball is inside. 2-1. Ellis had his best collegiate season this spring at Sacramento State. 46 games played, 351 batting average, and OPS well over 1,000 as he takes ball 3 outside on a fastball. Ellis had 35 runs driven in on 19 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 homers with Sac State this season. The 3-1 from Klube. Ellis fouls it off. Liked what he saw there, just out in front. Now the count full. This 3, 4, and 5 for Walnut Creek. Perhaps this lineup, the most power in those 3 spots that we've seen this season with Winchell, Bull, and Ellis. The payoff, Ellis. Hard ground ball over to second. Diving effort from Fendel. Takes a hop above him. Base hit for Mr. Crawdad. 1 aboard, no one out in the bottom of the third. Here's Winchell at the dish. Favorable matchup for the right-hander, Winchell, against the lefty, Klube. Klube, a Diablo Valley College guy. He spent the past 2 seasons there, 29 total appearances. ERA in his career, 6.35, 1.91 whip. There's a throwback to first. Ellis stands on top of the bag. Bull looming on deck, also hit a homer in the first. Winchell his first Crawdad homer on Sunday. First pitch, soft ground ball to second. Wagner has trouble with it. The throw to first, not in time. Riley Winchell safe on the E6. No one out, 2 aboard for Bryden Bull. In 2 games already this week, Bull 8 runs driven in. 6 of them on Tuesday against the Seagulls. 2 more earlier today on the 2-run homer, which he hit 380 feet, 99 miles an hour off the bat at a 28-degree launch angle as he sent it over the right field wall. Klube in the stretch, third base side of the rubber. First pitch to Bull. Outside and off speed for strike 1. Clips the outer third, I should say. Nonetheless, the Ole Miss product ready to go in the left-handed batter's box. The 0-1 from Klube. Bull fouls one away, left field side, out of play. 0-2. Bit of a longer left-handed swing Bryden Bull has, but we've already seen in these last 2 games. Plenty of power. The 0-2 to the righty. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1-2. Klube hasn't given him a heater yet. He's been trying to paint the corners thus far. He's ahead 1-2. The lefty kicks and fires. Inside breaking ball. Count even at 2. Ellis at second base. Winchell at first. No one out in the bottom of the third. The 2-2 to Bull. Heater in the dirt. Full count. Bull just one walk on the season, one strikeout as well. Everything else, he's put it in play. 2 groundouts, 2 flyouts, 6 hits entering this game. The payoff from Klub. Breaking ball fouled away. Bull just stays alive. And he certainly loves to hit breaking balls. Told us as much in batting practice the other day. If he gets one on the outer third, loves to take it into left field. That's what he did on Tuesday. The 3-2 from Klub bounces in the dirt. So Bryden Bull works his second walk as a Crawdad, the first for him today. And the bases are loaded for Barrett Ronson, the first baseman, another guy with a lot of power in the 6 hole. Ronson has yet to record an extra base hit in conference play for Walnut Creek, but had a hard hit double against the California Red Tails last Thursday, just a week ago. He won 1 for 4 that day with said double. Ronson initially got the day off yesterday, but pinch hit for Dylan Perez in the 7th. Pardon me, this was Tuesday, and went 0 for 2. "39 runs driven in for Ronson at Santa Ana College this spring. The first offering from Lewis, a breaking ball away. 1-0, bases loaded, no one out in the bottom of the 3rd. Crawdads leading by 1, trying to extend said lead. Klub kicks and deals. Ronson takes off speed and inside. Called a strike. Lewis, full windup on the 1-1. Ronson squeaks it past 3rd for a base hit. Ellis comes in to score. They'll give the wave to Winchell, and now Bull, he's going to get the wave as Ronson heads to 2nd. Ovale had to dig it out of the corner in left field. A bases clearing double for Barrett Ronson. Makes it a 7-3 lead for Walnut Creek. And still no one out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Sutter Moss at the dish with another RBI chance. But man, this Crawdad offense is potent. Right-hander warming for Menlo Park. First pitch to the lefty, Moss hit hard over to 2nd, gets through for a base hit. They'll wave Ronson home, and now that one gets to the gap into right center field. An RBI double for Sutter Moss, his first extra base hit as a Crawdad. 8-3, Walnut Creek leads. Another RBI chance for Kevin Parker Jr. Lifted that solo shot over the left field wall in the 2nd inning. Elijah Ramos on deck. No one out in this inning. Klub kicks and fires. Parker Jr. takes a heater inside. 1-0 to the Brentwood native. The 1-0, wave and a miss. Parker Jr. missed the fastball. But that home run that KPJ hit, 375 feet out to left, 25-degree launch angle, 97 miles an hour off the wood bat. These Crawdads hitting it hard today. The 1-1. Off speed, hits the outer 3rd for strike 2. Parker Jr. digs back in. Klub's the 1-2. Breaker bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Crawdad 3rd baseman. Parker Jr. was set to play at Texas Southern this spring as a senior, redshirted. Did not see any action. He's in the portal now. The 2-2. Hit hard to 3rd. Jackson collects, takes it to the bag himself. Ronson moves over to 3rd. A productive out for Parker Jr. and just the first in the bottom of the third. RBI opportunity for Elijah Ramos, and out comes Nick Sanzeri for Menlo Park. They'll call to the bullpen yet again here in the bottom of the third. We'll take a break as the new pitcher gets warmed up for the Legends right after this. The Legends go to Jacob Baca, the right-hander from Menlo College, in relief of Noah Klube. Baca, an Alameda native, rising redshirt senior at Menlo College, to face the bottom of the Crawdad order, Elijah Ramos, at the 9-hole before the lineup turns over to Peyton Rolls. Barrett Ronson over at third, one down in this bottom of the third inning. Crawdads have plated 4 already, and they lead 8-3. Ramos digs in. Baca kicks and delivers. Chopper foul, third base side. Baca, 2 seasons at Menlo College, but didn't play in 2025. Took a redshirt year and saw no action. This spring, 18 appearances. He was 3-1 in 24 and a third innings pitched. 3.7 ERA at the D2 level. The 0-1 flared the other way, shallow right field for a base hit. Ronson will come in to score, and Elijah Ramos picks up an RBI single to make it 9-3 Walnut Creek. Baiting and trying to grab some water from the Crawdad dugout, which they will oblige. Just needed to dump it over his head and cool off a little bit. It's a sweltering day here in Danville. Currently 92 degrees and sunny. First pitch, it was well over 95, close to that 98 mark. Either way, Peyton Rolls at the dish as the lineup turns over. He'll be the 8th batter this inning. First offering from Baca in the dirt. 1-0 to Rolls, who grounded out to second in his first at-bat, then was hit by a pitch in the second inning. The 1-0 to the Crawdads shortstop. Lifted in the air to center field. Griffin tracks it down, and Ramos thought it was a base hit. They'll catch him at first base on the double play. He was rounding second at the time, and instead, the Crawdads will go down to the top of the fourth. They do plate 5 in the inning. We'll head to the Menlo Park at-bats right after this. Top of the fourth, the Crawdads dip into the bullpen. Weston Thornberry will relieve Trey Galino. He went an inning and 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk and 2 Ks. Thornberry, an impressive first couple games with Walnut Creek, enters this one 2 appearances, 2 2/3 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's set to face the bottom of the order, Fendel, Wagner, and Griffin for Menlo Park. And have a quick look at this, folks. The California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer is coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. Following the game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit calsummerball.com as Thornberry delivers a strike on the inner third to Fendel, 0-1. Fendel drove in a run on the RBI single in the second inning. Thornberry kicks and fires. Fastball outer third. Called a strike. And Thornberry, a guy who's dialed it up to 93 in his first couple appearances for Walnut Creek. Bit of a flamethrower by CCL standards. The 0-2. Fendel takes a fastball well outside. Thornberry, the rising sophomore at Fresno State. This is his 3rd appearance with the Crawdads. He's impressed thus far. The 1-2. Breaking ball hit right back to Thornberry at the mound. He'll flip to Ronson at first to get the out. One out, no one on in the top of the 4th inning for Paul Wagner in the 9 spot. He relieved Brian Kenny after the latter was hit in the face with a fastball. Wagner's first at-bat today, the rising junior, formerly of Ohlone College. Thornberry, slider sits in the zone, strike 1. And man, that had some nasty bite to it. Wagner, 74 games at Ohlone College as he fouls the 0-1 back. couldn't catch up to the fastball. Career .302 hitter Wagner is. 29 total runs driven in over 2 seasons with Ohlone College. Thornberry readies the 0-2. Now turns and fires it. A fastball fouled away off of Winchell's catcher's mask behind the dish. Still 0-1 to Wagner, the Denair, California native. So they'll take a little bit of time, let Winchell get readjusted behind the dish after he took the foul ball deflection to the mask. The 0-2 from Thornberry. Swing and a miss. High cheese gets the bite. 2 down in the top of the 4th. Lineup turns over. Mason Griffin at the plate for Menlo Park as they trail by 6 runs here. Big 5 spot in the bottom of the 3rd for Walnut Creek. Pair of doubles from Ronson and Moss to bring in 4 total, then an RBI single from Elijah Ramos to add 1 more. Thornberry's first pitch to the left-hander. Outer 3rd fastball, strike 1. And nothing but heat for Weston Thornberry here. Just has a beautiful 4-seamer with a lot of velocity to it. The 0-1 to Griffin. Fouled away. 0-2. Thornberry just so reliable for Walnut Creek in the early goings of this season. His first career appearance was against the Sonoma Stompers, a lineup that he quieted. 2 Ks, a walk, and 7 batters faced as the 0-2 finds the dirt. Thornberry in that appearance against Sonoma allowed just 1 hit on 26 pitches, 21 of which were fastballs, 5 curveballs. We'll see what he goes to here. The 1-2 to Griffin. Fastball misses down and away. 2-2 to the Legends center fielder with 2 down in the top of the 4th. The righty kicks and fires. Fastball in a similar location, down and outside. It's called a ball, and the count is full now to Griffin. Thornberry, Carlsbad, California native. His payoff. Fastball runs inside. A 2-out walk to Griffin at the top of the order. Brings up D'Amelio, the right fielder. D'Amelio 0 for 2 today with a pair of swinging strikeouts on 3 pitches. 1 against Haskins and 1 against Galino. 10-foot lead for Griffin at first base. The first pitch to D'Amelio, fastball bounces out of Winchell's glove. It's called a ball. One 1-0 to the former West Valley and Pepperdine guy, D'Amelio. Thornberry comes home. Fastball sits low. 2 balls and no strikes. Legends looking for a spark here in the top of the 4th, trailing by 6. Thornberry, a quick glance to first. Now the 2-0. Ripped into left field. Ellis, diving effort. He makes the catch. Web gem Ryan Ellis in his 3rd start in left field this season. He looks mighty fine. The Ryan Ellis of old is back. Nonetheless, we'll take a break here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Bottom of the fourth coming right up. Bottom of the fourth, Crawdads leading by 6. Perez, Ellis, and Winchell due up in the inning. Jacob Baca, the right-hander, on the hill still for Menlo Park, came in to relieve Klub after that 5-run third inning for Walnut Creek. Baca's first offering to Perez, heater outside, 1-0. The righty at the belt, kicks and delivers. The 1-0 fastball high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Perez. 2 balls put in play for Dylan Perez. A ground out to first and a fly out to right. Heavy pull side guy, the left-hander from Baylor is. Here's the 2-0. Fastball high, 3-0. Crawdads plated 5 on 4 hits in the bottom of the third after a 3-run first inning with 2 homers and a solo homer in the second as well. 4-pitch walk to Dylan Perez. A leadoff base runner for Ryan Ellis. Ellis, 2 for 2 today. A homer in the first, a single in the third to lead off that inning. As Mr. Crawdad, pair of hitless games against the Seagulls, did walk 5 times total. Now the bat going to work. Right-hander warming up for Menlo Park. First offering to Ellis. Fastball on the outer third, called strike. Baca comes home on the 0-1. Ellis hits a towering shot into center field. Griffin to the track, to the wall. Doesn't make the catch. Perez will chug over to third. Ryan Ellis. How about a triple shy of the cycle? And we're only in the bottom of the fourth. 2 RBI chance for Riley Winchell with no one out in the bottom of the 4th. Crawdads offense just rolling here today. The righty Winchell digs in, walked in the first, reached on an E6 in the 3rd. Baca stepped off for a minute. Now he's back. Out of the stretch, first pitch to Winchell. Fouled away right field side and into the Crawdad bullpen. 0-1. Winchell catching in his his 4th total game, 3rd in conference play for Walnut Creek. In conference play, he's been mightily effective. Slugging over 700. The 0-1 home, misses low. Count even at 1 apiece to Winchell. Ellis at second base, Perez at 3rd. Following the leadoff walk and the deep double to center field. Mound visit here with Baca. Looks like they're going to keep him on, but trying to work through some composure as Jackson is behind the dish. Fillinger took over at first base for the Menlo Park defense. Wagner moved to 3rd. So Jackson treks back to home plate. He and Baca ready to go. Bryden Bull looming on deck for Walnut Creek. The 1-1 to Winchell. Fouled back towards us and out of play. 1-2. Winchell, the Livermore native, originally went to University of the Pacific right out of high school, but did not play there in 2025. He redshirted. Ended up at Chabot, where he had a monster campaign in 39 games played. The 1-2 from Baca. Off the end of the bat towards right field. D'Amelio makes the catch. Perez tags from 3rd. Ellis will tag from 2nd. Perez safe at home, and Ellis moves over as well. Sacrifice line out to right field for Riley Winchell. Makes it a 10-3 ball game for Walnut Creek, and still an RBI chance for Bryden Bull. Bull 1 for 1 today, a 2-run homer in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. He scored the next batter after that. Baron Ronston had a bases clearing double. First pitch to Bull, fastball outside. 1-0 to the 6'5", 200-pound outfielder and first baseman who is heating up for the Crawdads here in week number 2. The 1-0, wave and a miss. Baca able to get a fastball past Bull. Baca stares at 3rd. Now with the 1-1. Inside fastball, 2-1 to Bull. Starting in center field today. Played at first base yesterday. He's played in right field as well already in his young Crawdad season. The 2-1. Fastball low. Hitters count to Bryden Bull. 1 down and an RBI chance in the bottom of the 4th. Crawdads leading by 7. Baca kicks and fires the 3-1. Hard hit to short. The throw over to first in time. Ellis does come through to score. So Bryden Bull up to 3 runs driven in today. And now bases empty, 2 down for Barrett Ronson. The Crawdads lead 11-3. Ronson, like I mentioned a minute or two ago, bases clearing double in the 3rd inning, scored 3. Before that, he popped up to second base in the 1st inning. First offering to the right-handed first baseman. High chopper to short, gets past for a hit. So Barrett Ronson, 2 for 3. 3 runs driven in for him. Now up comes Sutter Moss, a guy starting to put it together as well for Walnut Creek. Had a hit against the Seagulls on Tuesday when he pinch hit. Pardon me, he had 2 RBIs and went 1 for 4 as a starter. Already has an RBI double here today. Takes an outside fastball, called a strike at the dish. 0-1 with a 2-out base runner. Moss had a bust-out season in 2025 with Delta College. Waves and misses, outside fastball, 0-2. But dealt with an injury this spring, Moss did not play, so he took a medical red shirt. Trying to come back into form. The 0-2 out of the stretch. Chopper right back to the pitcher Baca, fields cleanly and flips underhanded to first to end the inning. Crawdads do add 2 more in the inning, courtesy of the Riley Winchell and Bryden Bull sacrifice hits. We'll head to the top of the 5th, Menlo Park up, trailing by 8. Weston Thornberry staying out there for Walnut Creek in the top of the 5th. Menlo Park due up 3, 4, and 5. Duran, Ovale, and Jackson. Right-hander warming up for Menlo Park. Thornberry ready to go. Kicks and delivers. Serve the other way to right field for a base hit. So a base hit for Ryan Duran, the designated hitter. He's 1 for 3 now today. Menlo Park trying to crawl back into this game down by 8. Here's Barclay Ovale. He's 0 for 1 today, hit by a pitch in the 2nd. Flew out to right field in the 3rd. Thornberry's first offering to Ovale. Breaking ball misses low. 1-0. Right-hander peers back in, down in this count early. Brief glance to first. The 1-0 home, fastball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes to the Legends left fielder. Rising sophomore at Fresno State. 2 guys in a Fresno State face-off as Thornberry dishes a strike to his teammate Ovale. 2-1. Barkley is a redshirt freshman. 200 batting average in 23 games, 9 starts. 2 runs driven in with the Bulldogs. The 2-1, high chopper down the third base line, foul. Ovale digs back in on this 2-1 count. Thornberry kicks and fires. Chopper back to the pitcher, and Weston will flip it underhanded to Ronson to get the out. Duran moves over to second for the Legends. So an RBI chance now for Ethan Jackson, who moved behind the dish to catcher after starting at first base. Jackson 1 for 2 today, a single in the second, struck out looking in the third. Brief battery meeting for Winchell and Thornberry. First offering to Jackson, fastball outside. 1-0 to the Legend catcher. Menlo Park trailing by 8. Inning and a third of action already for Thornberry, trying to make it some more here. The 1-0. Fastball, similar location, misses outside. 2-0 to Ethan Jackson. 58 career games at Monterey Peninsula College for the right-handed hitter. 19 total RBIs. Waves and misses. Inside heater. 2-1. Duran a hefty lead at second base. The 2-1 from Thornberry. Fouled back, 2-2. 2 good recovery pitches, just throwing strikes. That's what the Crawdads have been so good at this season. This bullpen attacking in the square and forcing hitters to swing. Crawdad right-hander looking for a put-away. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball does not break and hits Jackson in the shoulder. Third hit Menlo Park batter of the day. 2 base runners now for Ryder Kelly. And pardon me, they're going to go with a pinch hitter, one who is not listed on the official roster. First offering, called a strike on the outer third. So Kelly's day is done. Now the 0-1 to the new batter. Slap to short, rolls, collects, fires to second for 1. On to first, not in time. So they do get the 6-3 ground out. The righty is safe at first. And pardon me, it looks like just a different number for Ryder Kelly. Nonetheless, some confusion here. Menlo Park wearing different jersey numbers than their listed roster online, always a treat for us as broadcasters. So now here's Ethan Fillinger, the man who moved over to play first base for Menlo Park, batting in Nate Bateman's spot in the 7-hole. First offering to Fillinger, fastball down the middle, strike one. Fillinger took over at first base. Legends kicked Jackson to the catcher spot. Fillinger, University of Nevada guy, fouls it back on the 0-1. Now 2 strikes to him. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Here in the top of the 5th. Legends trailing by 8. Pardon me, Fillinger, the 3rd University of Northern Colorado guy on the Menlo Park roster. Rising sophomore there, played in 25 games for them this spring. The 0-2 from Thornberry flared, foul territory into the seats. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Duran at 3rd, Jackson at 1st. The 0-2, high and tight, Fillinger moves out of the way. Now 1-2 count to him. At Northern Colorado this spring, Fillinger hit 200, 13 runs driven in, 22% on base and 33% slugging. The 1-2 fouled back. Thornberry challenging with the fastball. Has not worked just yet. Should Thornberry record this final out in the top of the 5th, it would be his longest appearance as a Crawdad, when an inning and 2/3 against Sonoma, then just an inning against San Francisco. The 1-2 home. Strike 3, fastball called on the outer 3rd. And how about Weston Thornberry? 2 strikeouts on the day. Legends strand 2 runners at the corners. Will head to the bottom of the 5th. Crawdads leading by 8 runs. Bottom of the 5th, and Jacob Baca's day is done for the Legends. They'll turn to the bullpen. The right-hander Titus Clappin, rising senior at Cal State East Bay, gets the call. 5'7", 180-pounder of Livermore. Spent 2 seasons at Ohlone College. and then just a third of an inning pitched at East Bay this year. He'll face the bottom of the Crawdad order. Parker Jr., Ramos, 8, 9, and then 1. Peyton Rolls will be the third batter in this inning. Parker Jr. digs in, solo homer in the second, then grounded out to first in the third inning. First offering from Clappin, inner third fastball for a strike. Clappin career at Ohlone College, 83 innings pitched, 4.55 ERA. Action in the Crawdad bullpen as well. The 0-1 to Parker Jr., breaking ball in the dirt. Miles Brand up and warming for Walnut Creek. Pretty likely that he will take over for Weston Thornberry in the next half inning. The 1-1 to Parker Jr., outer third fastball, and KPJ shakes his head. Now the right-hander ready to go. The 1-2. Clappin turns and delivers a breaking ball, swing, and a miss. Parker Jr. down on strikes, and up comes Elijah Ramos, another right-hander. So teammates here, another battle of teammates. This time Cal State East Bay, we saw Thornberry against Ovale, two Fresno State guys. Now two Cal State East Bay guys as Ramos hits one in the air, left center field. Griffin on from the 8 spot to make the grab. Quickly, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Crawdads a hefty 8-run lead. And Peyton Rolls at the top of the order digs in. Never mind, the Crawdads are going to pinch hit for Peyton Rolls. TJ Woodson at the dish. Woodson did not get the start today. First offering, wave and a miss. Woodson, one of 2 Baylor Bears on the roster for Walnut Creek this summer. His teammate Dylan Pettis on deck as the 0-1 bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and wood strike to Woodson. Did not play at all for the Bears in 2026, redshirted. Seeing his first collegiate action here. The 1-1 breaking ball misses the inner third. 2-1 to Woodson. This will be his 5th game in conference play, his 6th overall. And in conference play, 214 average, 3 hits, 2 runs driven in, and 3 walks as Woodson lifts one foul left field side and out of play. 2-2 now. And another substitution on deck. Dylan Pettis will head to the Pine. Shane Aldridge will pinch hit for Pettis and take over in right field. The 2-2 to Woodson. Ball does not drop into the zone. Full count. 2 down and no one on here in the bottom of the 5th. The payoff from Clappin. Check swing. Ball was inside anyway. And Woodson works the walk with 2 down. So here comes Aldridge. Six-foot left-hander from Menlo College ready to go with a 2-out base runner on. First offering, fouled back. Bottom fell out of that changeup there. Aldridge thought he was going to be all over a fastball, and instead just gets a piece. Aldridge through 4 games of conference play, 133 hitter, 2 hits, 4 runs driven in. The 0-1 called a strike on the outer third. 2 strikes to Aldridge. Woodson, a big lead at first base. Clappin kicks and fires the 0-2. High and tight fastball, 1-2. Ellis on deck for Walnut Creek should Aldridge find a way aboard. The 1-2 to the left-hander. Strike 3. Front door breaking ball catches Aldridge looking. So the Crawdads strand 1, 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the 5th. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Menlo Park due up. Top of the 6th on the Crawdads streaming network. Miles Brand gets the call from the bullpen. Takes over from Weston Thornberry. 2 innings of work, no hits, no runs, a walk and 2 Ks for the Fresno State product. First offering high from Thornberry. 1-0. Michael Aikawa, the infielder, pinch hitting for Fendel here, the second baseman. Takes another ball inside this time. 2-0 count to Aikawa. The 2-1 fastball from Brand hits Aikawa. Now the 4th hit batter for Menlo Park today. And with that, it'll send Paul Wagner, the 9-hole man, to the dish. Wagner 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the 4th. Brand out of the stretch for the first time, working with a base runner, no outs in the top of the 6th. First offering to Wagner, outer third fastball, called a strike. Miles Brand, his second appearance in conference play, his 3rd overall for Walnut Creek. The 0-1, breaking ball in the zone, strike 2. And Brand, when he's throwing strikes, is just deadly. His second appearance for Walnut Creek, 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 13 batters faced. The 0-2 to Wagner. Breaking ball fouled back behind home plate. Still 0-2. Brand, the rising sophomore at Modesto Junior College. 11 1/3 innings pitched there this spring. The righty's 0-2. Wagner waves and misses. A breaking ball low and away. Gets the bite. First strikeout of the day for Brand, his 5th on the season. Lineup turns anew. Mason Griffin up to bat at the top of the Menlo Park order. Griffin 1 for 2, walk and an RBI single. Hefty lead for Aikawa as the first pitch to Griffin is a breaking ball inside. One and 0 to the sole left-handed hitter in the Menlo Park order today. Brand kicks and delivers the 1-0 offering. Popped up, foul territory, third base side, and nearly into the Legends dugout, but it bounces out. That'll be 1-1 with one down and a runner aboard in the top of the sixth. Brand readies himself. Now the 1-1 home. Fouled up, third base side. Parker Jr. gives it a chase and tracks it down for the out. Now a pinch hitter for Joey D'Amelio. Just the second left-hander in the Menlo Park lineup now. Checking on the roster cross-references here. Ethan Muser, the man who steps in for Menlo Park. Muser getting ready from the left-hand batter's box. 2 down and 1 on here in the top of the sixth. D'Amelio day over with. First offering to Muser. Fastball high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Muser, rising redshirt junior at the University of Northern Colorado, where he spent all 3 seasons, 2026, his best. 42 games, 38 starts. The 0-1 grounded to second. Ramos collects and fires to Woodson, who covers the bag with plenty of time. 4-6 put out to end the top of the sixth. And we'll head to the bottom of the frame. Crawdads coming up to bat again, leading by 8. Back for the bottom of the sixth. Later on today, we'll get player of the game in the post-game show here today. And today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Quickly, the defense for Menlo Park, lots of changes. Muser, who just pinch hit for D'Amelio, is in right field. Griffin's in center, Ovale in left, then Wagner at third, Kelly at short, Aikawa goes to second, Fillinger's at first, Jackson behind the dish. And it's still clapping on the hill. Never mind, they're going to call to the bullpen. Kai Maynick gets the call. Another right-hander for Menlo Park. So just one inning of work for Clappin. In comes Manick. And he'll face the heart of the Crawdad order, Ryan Ellis, Riley Winchell on deck, and then Bryden Bull. Ryan Ellis, a triple shy of the cycle, the first offering to him. Fastball called a strike on the outer third. Ellis started the scoring for Walnut Creek with a homer in the first, a single in the third, and then a double in the fourth. Manick kicks and delivers the 1-0. Another fastball outside called a strike. Manick, freshman season at Ohlone College, 24 innings there, then sophomore year at Cabrillo College where he threw another 23 innings. Undecided where he's going next. The 0-2 to Ellis, fouled back. He stays alive. And Ellis was starting to jog over to first as if it was a dropped third strike. But he just caught the end of it. Manick turns and delivers the 0-2 to Ellis. Grounded to first. Fillinger collects. And underhand toss to Manick, who covers first for the out. So Crawdads fans will have to wait a little longer on Ryan Ellis' cycle watch. Perhaps he'll get another couple of at-bats. Nonetheless, one down, no one on in the bottom of the sixth for Riley Winchell. Winchell is 0 for 2 today, reached on an E6 in the third, then lined out to right field in the fourth, but that did drive in a run. Manick kicks and fires. Winchell high chopper, third base side, foul. 0-1 to the Crawdad catcher. Bryden Bull on deck for Walnut Creek. Guaranteed an at-bat this inning. Then Barrett Ronson would be the next guy after Bull, should either Winchell or Bull reach base safely. Manick winds and delivers. The 0-1 to Winchell, a strike. Right-hander went to the heater to get the job done there. Manick from Reno, Nevada, went to Reno High School, but plays his collegiate ball out here in California. The 0-2 to Winchell, curveball that wasn't really close. 1-2 count. Manick shrugs his shoulders, takes a breath. The 1-2. Wave and a miss. Winchell took a hack at the curveball inside. Could not catch up. 2 down, no one on for Bryden Bull now. Here in the bottom of the sixth, the Crawdads an 8-3 lead. Bull has had himself a 3 RBI day. Had a 2-run homer in the first inning. Walked in the third. Then grounded out to short in the fourth that brought in a run. First offering to Bull, fastball upstairs. 1 balls and no strikes. Bryden Bull hit his first homer in summer ball on Tuesday against the San Francisco Seagulls. As the 1-0 fastball is inside. Then he hit another one today. He's gone both to left and right field. On Tuesday, he hit an outside breaking ball the other way over the left field fence. The 2-0 fouled back. Inside changeup there got Bull to go around. And then earlier today, just turned on a pitch and drove it pull side well over the right field fence. The 1-2 from Manick. Bull fouls back a fastball. 2-2. Another right-hander warming for Menlo Park. Looks like Manick could be in here on a short relief. Clappin just went an inning. The 2-2. Bull hits a chopper to first. Fillinger collects and steps on the bag himself to end the inning. Crawdads go down 1-2. No, they're going to... No, it's a foul ball, pardon me. Looks like Fillinger's just got too far in front of it. Looks like an easy ground ball. Instead, Bull stays alive. Mannix, 2-2 offering. Curveball upstairs. Full count. Ronson on deck. Second full count that Bull has faced today. He walked in the third last time he saw this pitch. The payoff from Manick. Fastball grounded to short, or to second, pardon me. Aikawa collects and fires to first. So a ground ball put out gets Bull to retire. We'll go to the top of the seventh. Legends trailing by 8. Top of the seventh here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Heart of the Menlo Park Legends order due up Duron, Ovale, and Jackson. Miles Brand still working on the rubber for Walnut Creek, but Brandon Clisby takes over at catcher for Riley Winchell. First offering to Duron, turned on, smoked, foul left field side. If he had waited on it, that's a solo homer. But instead, it's 0-1. Brand through one inning so far. The 0-1 skied into right field. Aldridge runs it down on the charge. Two pitches, one out in the top of the seventh. Barclay Ovale at the dish. And the Fresno State rising redshirt sophomore is 0 for 2. Fly out, a ground out, and was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Brand working from the belt, kicks and fires. Breaking ball in there for a strike. The 0-1. Brand misses with a fastball low. 1-1. And Brand really settled down after came in and hit the first batter he faced, Michael Aikawa. Then struck out Wagner, induced a pop out to Griffin, and a ground out to Mooser. As the 1-1 called a strike outer third. Brand, one of the promising relievers in the Crawdad bullpen thus far in the 2026 season. And see the 1-1 delivery off speed, swinging strike 3. Ovale down on 4 pitches. So Miles Brand, his second strikeout of the game, his 6th as a Crawdad, and is still yet to give up a run through 6 2/3 innings pitched here in the 2026 season. Ethan Jackson steps in, the catcher. First offering, popped foul behind home plate and slightly to the first base side. 3 first pitch strikes in this inning for Miles Brand. Really feeling the zone well. It's Ronson, Ramos, Woodson, and Parker Jr. in the infield. Clisby behind the dish, obviously. And then Ellis, Bull, and Aldridge in the outfield for Walnut Creek after a pair of substitutions earlier on. The 0-1, breaking ball outside, wave and a miss. And Miles Brand, filthy breaking ball right now. Jackson digs back in. The 0-2 from Brand. Fastball ripped deep left field. Ellis gives it a shallow chase off the scoreboard. Ethan Jackson, a solo shot in the top of the 7th. Still an 11-4 lead for Walnut Creek. And perhaps that the announcer's jinx. As I said, Brand had not allowed an earned run as a Crawdad. There's his first. So in comes Jackson to score after the round tripper. And Ryder Kelly at the dish. 2 down, no one on in the top of the 7th. Actually looks like they are going to pinch hit for Kelly here. First offering from Brand to the right-hander. Check swing. Fastball outer third. It's a strike regardless. And this is going to be Carlos Cruzmar in the pinch hit spot for Kelly. The 0-1 to Cruzmar. Fastball inner third for a strike. Cruzmar, Monterey Peninsula guy from Santa Cruz, California. The 0-2, the 0-1, wave and a miss. Was 1-1. Now the count 1-2 to Cruzmar. Brand, the 1-2 delivery. Slap foul, third base side. Cruzmar resets his batting gloves. Now checks back in. First team All-Coast Conference South selection Cruzmar was this spring with Monterey Peninsula. The 1-2 bounced in the dirt, 2-2. Brand already 2 strikeouts today, looking for number 3 here. The righty kicks and fires the 2-2. Cruzmar stays alive on a chopper foul, third base side. Fillinger on deck. Should Cruzmar find a way aboard? Noah Zirkle throwing pitches in the Crawdad bullpen. Brand with the 2-2 again. Flared high in the air, deep into right field. Aldridge chasing it down. It gets to the warning track. Cruzmar turns to second, and he's there safely, standing. 2 outs and back-to-back extra base hits that Miles Brand has allowed. Ethan Jackson, the homer. Carlos Cruzmar with a 2-out double. And out comes Fillinger. (11-4) lead still for Walnut Creek. Fillinger readies the first in the right-handed batter's box, pardon me. Brand out of the stretch. Breaking ball hit On the ground to shortstop. Woodson collects and throws to first to get it done. Legends strand one. They do get one back on the solo blast, courtesy of Ethan Jackson. To the home half of the 7th we go. But it's stretch time, so get up, take a stretch, folks. We'll be right back after this. Bottom of the 7th, and 6, 7, 8 due up for Walnut Creek. Ronson, Moss, and Parker Jr. Bo Schaefer takes over on the mound for Menlo Park, the rising sophomore at Colby College. Schaefer appearing the 2nd time this season as a pitcher. The righty kicks and delivers. Fastball low. 1 ball, no strikes to Ronson. Schaefer just 1 appearance as a freshman this spring at Colby College. 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned. His 1-0 to Ronson, fouled back. 1-1 to the Crawdad first baseman, who's had himself a rather productive day. 1 for 3. Pardon me, that's 2 for 3. A 3-run double in the 3rd, then a single in the 4th after a pop out to second base in the 1st. The righty's 1-1 offering. Breaking ball fouled off right field side. 1-2 to Ronson now. Barrett Ronson started the season hot for Walnut Creek. The 1-2 from Schaefer. Fastball hit hard on the ground to short. Kruzmar collects, throws over and off target. He spun around and missed wide to his first baseman, Fillinger. So Ronson reaches on the E6. Leadoff man aboard for Walnut Creek brings up Sutter Moss in the DH spot. Moss, productive day for him as well. 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the 3rd. Pair of groundouts apart from that. First offering to Moss, fastball high. Moss in that prolific season at Delta College as a true freshman in 2025. 366 hitter, 21 extra base hits, 31 runs driven in. There's a hard ground ball foul down the first base line. Moss also worked 25 walks to 53 strikeouts as a true freshman at Delta. 60 hit season, slugging percentage 622, his on base percentage 451. The 1-1 from Schaefer. Moss takes a big hack and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Schaefer's 1-2. Breaking ball well outside and well upstairs. In each game this year, a Crawdads opponent has made at least 2 errors. In 2025, when opponents made 2 or more errors, the Crawdads were 16-6. Thus far, they're 5-1. The 2-2, big hack. Moss misses on the inside curveball. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. 1 on, that's Ronson for Parker Jr. Parker Jr. 1 for 3, launched a solo homer in the 2nd, grounded out to first in the 3rd inning, and then struck out swinging in the 5th. Crawdad third baseman has played all over the diamond already, but has been a mainstay at third. First offering from Schaefer, bounces in the dirt, gets away from Jackson. Wild pitch allows Ronson to move into scoring position. Parker Jr. with that homer earlier, up to 3 runs driven in on the season in 6 games. Pardon me, 7 games now. Schaefer from the first base side of the rubber, stands tall, then sets at the belt. The 1-0 to Parker Jr., breaking ball low and away. Elijah Ramos on deck, TJ Woodson after him. RBI chance with 1 down in the bottom of the 7th for Walnut Creek, leading by 7 runs. The 2-0 home. Parker Jr. takes a fastball on the outer 3rd. It's called a strike. Noah Zirkle still throwing pitches in the Crawdad bullpen. Looks like he'll come in for the 8th. Also action in the Menlo Park bullpen, a pair of righties. The 2-1 to Parker Jr. Breaking ball loops into the zone for strike 2. Ronson. Humongous lead at the second base. Schaefer stares at second. Now the 2-2. Curveball loops into the zone. How about the break on that pitch? Parker Jr. frozen. 2 straight strikeouts for Bo Schaefer. And now with 2 down, still an RBI opportunity for Elijah Ramos. Another guy in the Crawdad order today who's 1 for 3. Ramos, his hit came on an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Schaefer's first pitch to the Fremont native, Ramos. Fastball bounced in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Temperatures have cooled off to 89 degrees here in Danville. It's turned into a nicer day at the ballpark, but it was sweltering earlier. The 1-0 to Ramos, wave and a miss. Changeup fell out of the zone. That's just a pitch that looks good 95% of the way home, and then all of a sudden drops. Schaefer's 1-1. Ramos takes a curveball inside. Ramos in the portal after a magnificent season at Cal State East Bay. 48 games played, 864 OPS, 33 runs driven in. The 2-1 to the second baseman. Lined into shallow center field for a base hit. Ronson turning from third, and he'll head all the way to home plate. The throw allows Ramos to go to the second base. Another RBI single for Elijah Ramos today. He's now 2 for 4. 12-4 lead for Walnut Creek. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Here's TJ Woodson. Pinch hit for Peyton Rolls in the 5th, then took over at shortstop. Schaefer's first offering to Woodson, curveball in the zone. 0-1. Woodson, his first 5 games as a Crawdad, was a .385 hitter. 3 runs driven in, an OPS of 1,067. Now the 0-1, another curveball, but it misses. 1 ball and 1 strike to Woodson. His last year of high school at Midway in Texas, Waco, Texas to be exact, but spent the 3 prior years in Mechanicsville, Virginia. The 1-1 bounces in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike to TJ Woodson. TJ won player of the game for Walnut Creek last Thursday in that 7-2 victory over the California Red Tails. He had an RBI double that scored 2, a walk and 2 stolen bags. The 2-1 looping curveball finds the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramos at second and 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. 12-4 lead for the Crawdads. The 2-2 from Schaefer. Another breaking ball. It hits the dirt, and Ramos takes off to third. Another wild pitch. Now this one actually probably a passed ball, nonetheless. Full count to Woodson. Schaefer's payoff. Hard foul ball, right field side, out of play. Still 3-2. Shane Aldridge on deck, should Woodson get aboard. The payoff from Schaefer, high curveball that Woodson has to duck out of the way of. So now runners on the corners with 2 down, and Aldridge at the dish. Aldridge pinch hit in the 5th inning for Dylan Pettis, who started out at right field. Aldridge took over that outfield spot, but struck out looking in the 5th. Schaefer kicks and fires. Fastball too far inside. 1-0 to Aldridge. Aldridge on Tuesday, a bases clearing double that scored 3 against the Seagulls. The 1-0 through the right side of the infield between first and second, easily plates Ramos. And how about that? An RBI single for Aldridge makes it 13-4 Walnut Creek. So up to the dish, Ryan Ellis, who is still a triple shy of the cycle. Started the scoring with a solo homer in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, then doubled in the 4th, grounded out to first base in the 6th. RBI chance for Ellis. Woodson at first, Woodson at second, Aldridge at first base, excuse me. First offering to Ellis. There's a sword. Takes a hack on the fastball and misses. 2 on, 2 down. 9-run lead for Walnut Creek in the bottom of the 7th. The offense has been firing on all cylinders the last 3 games for Walnut Creek. The 0-1 to Ellis, big hack, misses again. 0-2. And you don't usually see Ellis this aggressive at the dish. He's usually a guy who's patient, waits for pitches to come to him, and works a lot of walks. The 0-2 from Schaefer. Ellis fouls it back. The Peoria, Arizona native stays alive here in this at-bat, having perhaps his best game in 2026 as a Crawdad. The 5'8" lefty is ready. Schaefer kicks and delivers the 2-2. Or the 0-2, excuse me, a breaking ball that misses well outside. 1-2 to Ellis. Rising redshirt senior at Sacramento State. Played 2022, 2023, and 2025 with the Crawdads. The 1-2. Ellis fouls it away. A fastball that is struck out to the third base side behind the Legends dugout. Schaefer has worked himself into a jam. One run has already come across, two, mind you. And now the 1-2, Ellis pops a curveball foul left field side. Not even in the ballpark. And this is what he's known for. Just battling pitches off in 2 strike counts. The 1-2 to Ellis. Breaking ball hit on the infield to the right side. Fillinger collects in a diving effort, flips back to the pitcher, Schaefer. Second 3-1 put away that Ellis is grounded into today. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Menlo Park trailing by 9 now here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Top of the 8th, Walnut Creek goes to the bullpen yet again. And Noah Zirkle, the guy they fetch. Number 35, the big right-hander for Walnut Creek, 6'4", 235 pounds, making his 3rd appearance of the season. Zirkle, another 4th-year Crawdad on this team. He's also joined by the man he's trying to chase in career appearances, Ryan Delaney, a fresh add to the Crawdad bullpen. We'll see him pitch tomorrow against the Alameda Merchants. But Zirkle, he'll face the bottom of the Legends order, Aikawa, Wagner, and Griffin, 8, 9, and 1. Zirkle, his last appearance for Walnut Creek's 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned. Also had a strikeout in 8 batters faced. Here's Aikawa. Pinch hit in the 6th, was hit by a pitch, and then took over at second base. First offering from Zirkle. Slider sits in the zone. Zirkle in the opening day win over Berkovich honors an appearance to forget as the 0-1 fastball is fouled back, 0-2. On last Wednesday, June 3rd, Zirkle went an inning, 5 hits, 5 earned runs with a walk and 2 Ks in 9 batters faced. Looked a whole lot better his last time out. Now the 0-2, looking for a put away, he bounces the slider in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Aikawa. Zirkle, who was on the mic a couple of days ago for Walnut Creek, and man, he was spectacular. Just a really succinct guy. Talked to Austin and I a whole lot about his experience as a Crawdad, why he keeps coming back, some of the legends he's played with. The 1-2 to Aikawa, a fastball high and tight. 2-2. But Noah Zirkle, should he decide to hang up the cleats, maybe a future as a color analyst somewhere. The 2-2. Slider hit in the air to center field. Bull charging forward, makes the grab. 1 down in the top of the 8th. Wagner at the dish now. Griffin on deck, and Zirkle just trying to end this game for Walnut Creek, get through the remainder of the Legends order. 9-run cushion and a great defense behind him. So his job is just throwing strikes. First pitch to Wagner. Fastball inner third for a strike. Zirkle, as it sits, now 9 appearances behind Ryan Delaney for most in Crawdads history, but with Delaney coming back, he might not have a shot at the record like he once thought. The 0-1 fouled back. 0-2 count to Wagner. Ryan Delaney's 31 career appearances for Walnut Creek, the most all time. Zirkle with this one now sits at 21. The 0-2. Changeup misses inside. So now the right-hander resets first base side of the rubber. Sets at the letters. Turns and delivers the 1-2. Slider outside. But Clisby saves it. 2-2 to Paul Wagner. Took over early in this game, Wagner did, for Brian Kenny, the starting shortstop. Wagner eventually was moved to third base after Kenny got hit in the face in his first at bat. As Zirkle, the 2-2, blows a fastball right past Wagner, swing and a miss. Zirkle looking good early in this appearance. Lineup turns over. He'll have to face the lefty Mason Griffin with no one on and 2 down in the top of the 8th. Zirkle, a guy who's just battled through so much adversity throughout his college career. A pair of injuries limited his action in multiple years. His first full healthy collegiate season this spring with Cal State East Bay, he flourished. First offering to Griffin, outer third fastball, strike 1. The 0-1 from Zirkle. Slider on the outer third, flared away into left field. Ellis overruns it. It gets past him. And now Griffin turning to second base. The throw, not in time, pulls Ramos off the bag. So it'll be a single and an E7 that allows Griffin to get to second base. Now Zirkle will work in the stretch for the first time today. Ethan Mooser at the dish. He pinch hit in the 6th inning, grounded out to short. Took over right field from Joey DeMaglio, who was 0 for 3. First offering to Mooser, gets behind Clisby. Griffin, a late takeoff over at third. The throw from Clisby over to third, not in time. It was high. An on-target throw likely catches the runner. They'll rule that a passed ball that allows Griffin to get to third. The 1-0 to Mooser. Inner third fastball, strike 1. 1-1 to the Legends left fielder. University of Northern Colorado guy. He's a rising redshirt junior. Moser, 28 runs driven in this spring. The 1-1 into the right-handed batter's box. 2-1. Moser, 7 doubles, 2 triples, and 4 homers this spring at Northern Colorado. Stole 6 bags as well. The 2-1 from Zirkle. Fastball below the knees. So the Crawdad righty takes a breath after stepping off. He's ready to go here. Winds and fires the 3-1. Breaking ball fouled away. 3-2. 5th run of the day for Menlo Park, sitting 90 feet away from home. But they still trail by 9 here in the top of the 8th. 2 down. Zirkle's payoff offering. Moser fouls it away. Another breaking ball. Moser played in 4 games, 2 starts in 2024 at Northern Colorado. Redshirted that year. Then as a redshirt freshman in 2025, 24 games with 16 starts. As a 3-2 hit high in the air, deep right center field. Aldridge and Bull giving chase over the fence. A 2-run shot for Ethan Moser. 13-6, the Crawdads still lead in the top of the 8th. Still 2 outs after the home run. Ryan Duran, the designated hitter, up to bat. Zirkle kicks and delivers a slider, grounded up the middle. Woodson gave it chase, but it was too far out of reach. A 2-out single for Duran. After the flyout and a strikeout, the Legends adjusting to Noah Zirkle. Here's Barclay Ovale. 2 down and a base runner at first. His team trailing by 7. Zirkle out of the stretch. Fastball fouled back. 0-1 to Ovale. San Francisco native at Fresno State. Played right field and second base at Sacred Heart Cathedral. The 0-1 from Zirk. Slider misses the inner third. 1-1. Left fielder for Menlo Park today. 0 for 3. Was hit by a pitch in the second, then a flyout, a ground out, and strikeout in his 3 subsequent at-bats. The 1-1 home. Fastball driven deep into left. Ellis giving it a chase to the track. It's off the wall. They'll hold Ovale at second. Duran is held at third. But 4 straight hits that Noah Zirkle has allowed after getting the first 2 outs with relative ease. Left-hander warming up for Walnut Creek. That's Ryan Delaney in the pen. 2 RBI chance here for Ethan Jackson, another guy who had a home run on the day. Back in the 7th inning, he hit a solo blast to bring it within 7 runs. Menlo Park back to that spot as we get a battery meeting between Clisby and Zirkle. Jackson, with that homer, earned his 3rd RBI of the season in 2 games now for Menlo Park. A chance to add 4, maybe 5. First pitch, slider grounded softly to third. Parker Jr. collects, slips, and doesn't have a chance to throw it anywhere. It was a tough play on the left side of the infield, ruling pending. Ultimately, they will call it an E5. (13-7) game for Walnut Creek. Runners on the corners now for Carlos Cruz-Mar. Zirkel's first offering, a slider outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Cruz-Mar. He pinch hit back in the 7th inning, worked a double. Since taken over defensively at shortstop. The 1-0 from Zirkel. Inside fastball, 2-0. The 2-0 to Cruz-Mar. Check swing, slider in the dirt. Home plate umpire says he went around. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Legends shortstop. Jackson's at first. Ovale's at third. 3 runs have come across from Menlo Park in this inning. The 2-1 from Zirkel. In the dirt, gets behind Clisby. Jackson will take off to second base. The 3-1 from Zirkel. Fastball popped up. Foul territory. First base side. Ronson tracks it down and puts it away. 3 runs come across on 4 hits and 2 errors for Menlo Park. They trail by 6. The Crawdads up in the home half of the 8th right after this. Four, 5, and 6 due up for the Crawdads in the bottom of the 8th. They lead by 6, 13-7 over the Menlo Park Legends. For Menlo Park, Colby Bonin gets the call from the mound, or to the mound, a rising sophomore at Skidmore College. And they'll face Brandon Clisby to start the inning off. Clisby came in to replace Riley Winchell defensively in the top of the 7th. Bonin turns and delivers the first offering to Clisby, hits him in the back. Second hit Crawdad of the day. And 1 man aboard, no one out for Bryden Bull. Bull 1 for 3 today. A homer that drove in 2, a walk in the 3rd, a ground out in the 4th that also drove in a run, and then another ground out in the 6th. Clisby takes a big lead at first. Ronson's on deck for Walnut Creek. Bonin out of the stretch. Fastball well outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Bull. And Bryden Bull an 8 RBI week through the first 2 games of week 2. He has just popped off of late. The 1-0 to him. Another fastball outside. 2-0 to the Crawdads' big lefty. Bonin peers in, takes a glance at first. The 2-0 home. Bull fouls it away. 2 balls and 1 strike, and there's ponderance as to whether Clisby's going to try and steal second base. I mean, up by 6, probably not. The 2-1. Bull takes a breaking ball inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Bonin, the Skidmore College man, ready to go. His 3-1. Runner goes. It's called ball 4 anyway. So Bryden Bull, 2 walks on the day. And now 2 base runners for Barrett Ronson. Still no one out in the bottom of the 8th. Warm day in Danville. The wind's been blowing out. 5 total home runs between both teams. First offering to Ronson popped up. Foul territory behind home plate. 0-1 to Ronson. Rising junior from Corona, California, undecided. Spent a year at Santa Ana College after a year at St. Mary's College. The 0-1 from Bonin. Slider fouled back, 0-2. Lands with a thunk. Ronson, 7 homers and 42 runs driven in 3 varsity years at Santiago High School. Bonin steps off, throws to second base. Clisby is standing and safe. Ronson he's 2 for 4 today. A 3 RBI double in the 3rd, a single in the 4th. Popped up in the 1st and then reached on an error to lead off the 7th. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Pardon me, the 0-2. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Legends right-hander Bonin dangles the arm, shakes off some signs from Jackson. Agrees to this here. The 1-2. Ronson takes a fastball at the knees. Strike 3 called. Still 2 aboard, 1 down for Sutter Moss. Another one of the big boppers in the Crawdad lineup. Kevin Parker Jr. on deck. Moss from the left side. 1 for 4 today. Had an RBI double in the 3rd. First offering, fastball inner 3rd, strike 1. Crawdads plated 3 on a pair of home runs in the 1st, 1 from Ryan Ellis, and a 2-run jack from Bryden Bull. Then 5 in the 3rd on 4 hits. 2 more in the 4th and 2 more in the 7th. In addition to 1 in the 2nd. Brought the tally up to 13 on 11 total hits. The 0-1 to Moss. Fastball outer 3rd fouled away. 0-2 count to Sutter Moss. Graduated in 2024 from Colusa High School. Bonin, the 0-2. Breaking ball gets past Jackson. Both runners advance on the wild pitch. No force play, so Moss safe from a double play opportunity here. 1-2 count and a chance at 2 ribbies. Moss now has hits in back-to-back games for Walnut Creek. Has yet to record a multi-hit game. The 1-2. Fastball upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clisby at third, Bull at second base. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Bonin and the Menlo Park Legends pitching staff limping to the end of this game. The 2-2. Breaking ball outside. Full count. Bonin. The payoff pitch to Moss. Ball 4 on a fastball outside. 1 hit by pitch and 2 walks in this inning for Colby Bonin. He has not been able to paint the zone. Bases loaded with 1 down. Kevin Parker Jr. up to bat for Walnut Creek. Elijah Ramos on deck. Clisby at third, Bull at second, Moss at first. Parker Jr. 1 for 4, a solo jack in the second. Righty-righty matchup here for Bonin. He kicks and fires, a slider, wave and a miss. Parker Jr., a pair of strikeouts today, 1 swinging in the 5th, 1 looking in the 7th. The 0-1. Slider runs inside this time. 1 ball and 1 strike to Parker Jr., who now has 6 strikeouts in conference play for Walnut Creek. Bonin toes the rubber. His 1-1 home. Hit back up the middle. Bonin, it misses his glove. Clisby will score from third. And Parker Jr. safe at first, no throw. Ruling pending here. E1 they'll call it, but an RBI for Parker Jr. nonetheless. 14-7 the Crawdads lead. Bases loaded. Still only 1 out for Ramos. And now Woodson on deck for Walnut Creek. Bonin's first offering, a breaking ball outside. 1-0 to the Crawdads second baseman Ramos. 2 for 4 with a pair of RBI singles, Ramos is. The 1-0 fastball fouled back. Ramos now up to 4 hits in conference play. 5 runs total driven in. 1-1 slider blasted into left field. A volley tracking back, and he camps under it. Bull tags from third. He'll score, and on to third. Moss is called out. They will not allow Bull to score. So the run at home will not score. 14-7 after the 8th. We'll head to the top of the 9th. Crawdads trying to shut it down. They'll go to Ryan Delaney right after this. Top of the ninth, and coming up later, today's play of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Also up later, today's post-game show brought to you by Up the Creek Records, Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls and live music, and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Top of the ninth, Ryan Delaney takes the hill for Walnut Creek. The Crawdads' career leader in appearances, making his 32nd all-time and his first in 2026. Aikawa, Wagner, and Griffin, 8-9-1, due up for Menlo Park, as Delaney's trying to get the Crawdads to the victory. First offering high. 1-0 on Fillinger, pardon me. It's Fillinger, Aikawa, and Wagner, 7-8-9. Delaney's 1-0. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Delaney just wrapped up his senior season at Bucknell. His career, 18 appearances, 17 1/3 innings pitched in 4 years. The 2-0 to Fillinger, outer third fastball. Ryan Delaney, a Danville native, went to San Ramon Valley High School down the road, a rival of Monte Vista, as the 2-1 is fouled away over the Crawdad dugout. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Fillinger. He took over at first base earlier on in this game. Delaney resets at the belt. Turns and fires the 2-2. Just misses low. Full count to Fillinger. Here's the payoff from Delaney. Fastball misses away. A leadoff walk for Ethan Fillinger. And now Michael Aikawa up at the dish. Legends trailing by 7. This top of the ninth, do or die for them. First pitch from Delaney. Called a strike. Just sat it over the heart of the zone. Delaney, a guy who's been up and down in every role for Walnut Creek. Has started, has come out of the bullpen. Career ERA over 10. The 0-1. Flied foul, first base side. Ronson gives it a chase, but it's 20 feet out of play. Nothing in 2 to Aikawa. Pinch hit back in the 6th. Took over at second base after that. So 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and flew out to center. The 0-2 from Delaney. Strike 3 called. A fastball upstairs. Aikawa down looking. And Ryan Delaney with that, now 70 career innings pitched with Walnut Creek. That is the most all-time by any Crawdad. Wagner to the dish. First offering. Check swing on the inside fastball. The appeal to first base. He did not go around, apparently. Delaney, the 1-0 to Wagner. Swing and a miss. Changeup fell out there. Shadows creeping in here at Monte Vista. 1 on the mound, 1 at home plate, but some sun in between that 60 feet of grass. The 1-1 from Delaney. Another changeup low, swing and a miss. 1-2 to Paul Wagner. Since coming in for Brian Kenny, Wagner 0 for 3 with 3 swinging strikeouts. The 1-2 from Delaney. Grounded to third. Diving effort from Parker Jr. The throw to first. In time. Legends down to their final out. Lineup turns over. It's Mason Griffin. Lefty-lefty matchup in favor of Delaney here on the hill. So Wagner avoids the golden sombrero, but he's out nonetheless. RBI chance, though. Aikawa did move to second on the ground out. Legends trail by 7. First pitch to Griffin. Off speed and low. Griffin 2 for 4 with 2 singles and a walk. The 1-0 from Delaney. Outer third fastball. Strike 1. Ryan Delaney this spring at Bucknell, 13.15 ERA in 13 innings. But his appearances and innings mark career highs. The 1-1, Griffin rips it on a line to right field for a base hit. Aikawa tagging from third, and he's in there safely on the RBI single. Still 2 down, Crawdads leading by 6. Ethan Muser at the dish. Right fielder hitting from the left side. And Griffin just pulled it. Easy line drive for a base hit. First offering to Muser, swing and a miss on the high fastball. Delaney and the Crawdads just need one more out to get this game over with. They've led the entire time. The 0-1 is in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. And pardon me, the game was tied heading into the bottom of the second. The Crawdads plated 3 on a pair of homers in the first, and then Menlo Park got 3 across on 4 hits in the top of the second as the 1-1 runs inside on Muser. But after that, the Crawdads put up 1 to take the lead in the bottom of the second, then 5 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 2 more in the seventh. The 2-1 inside fastball. 3-1 to Muser. Griffin at first, not taking the big lead. The 3-1 home. Ball 4 outside. 2 on, 2 down for Ryan Duran, the designated hitter. West Cliff College guy. Duran is a rising senior there. And this year at West Cliff, .430 batting average, 56 runs driven in, .488 OBP, and a .683 slugging percentage. First pitch from Delaney, fastball high. 1-0 to Duran. Menlo Park trying to get within striking distance on the 2-out rally. The 1-0 hit high in the air to left. Ellis tracking back, turns around. It gets by him for a hit. Extra bases for Duran. 1 run comes across. In comes Muser. RBI double for Ryan Duran. (14-10) lead for Walnut Creek. And man, Duran just smoked it. So now still an RBI opportunity with 2 down here in the top of the 9th. And the cleanup man, Ovale, at the dish. Doubled his last time up. First pitch to him from Delaney. Outer third fastball, strike 1. Ovale, 1 for 4. Reached on a hit by pitch and the aforementioned double. Delaney's 0-1. Bounces in the dirt. Clisby gets to it and keeps Duran at second. 1-1 to Ovale. 13 hits for Menlo Park, 10 runs, 3 errors defensively, 14 runs for Walnut Creek on 11 hits, and 2 errors defensively. Delaney's 1-1. Lined into right field. Aldridge comes on, makes the grab. That will do it, folks. Walnut Creek wins 14-10 over the Menlo Park Legends, a game that they have led since the bottom of the second inning. The bats were alive. The pitching did enough to get Walnut Creek the win. We'll take a quick break here on and head to the post-game show here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Give me a Welcome into the Crawdads postgame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records, Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls and live music, and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And by my side, Ryan Ellis for today's Player of the Game, brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Ryan Ellis, how you feeling right now, man?
Pretty good. Glad we got a win against a decent team, and glad to be on the W side again.
4-game win streak. What does that mean for confidence for this squad right now?
Yeah, we just been playing some good baseball, putting it all together, all the facets of the game, and that's all you can really ask for.
You started off this party with that solo shot to center field. What were you looking for in that approach?
Just a heater. I was ahead in the count. I think it was 3-1, and I got a heater middle that I took earlier in the at-bat, and I told myself I wasn't going to miss again, and I got it.
And then 2 more subsequent hits, a single and a double. Did that factor into your mind those later couple at-bats, trying to go for the cycle maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I kind of thought about it, but I was just trying to take good at-bats still, so stick to my approach.
You're here for your 4th year now, Ryan, and with that homer, you lead the Crawdads all time in career home runs. I mean, what keeps bringing you back year over year to this team?
Yeah, I love the area and love the coaches. They've taken really good care of me, so it's an easy decision to come back every year.
How do you feel like this team has built upon last year, so to speak? Very different squad from 2025 to 2026.
Yeah, I'd say obviously there's a lot of newer faces. A little more quiet, this team is, but with that comes, I feel like, a lot of confidence and guys that go out there and compete and play hard.
Absolutely. How do you feel now? This is a younger team as well. Lots of freshmen, rising redshirt freshmen, some sophomores. How do you feel being kind of the role model, all them guys, especially like Bryden Bull, for example?
Yeah, for sure. I was once in their shoes in my first summer here. I think I was a sophomore, so I know what it's like to play with some older guys, and I'm just here for them if they ever have questions or need help with anything about the process of being a college baseball player.
Sure, they certainly appreciate that. Ryan, just a fantastic year at State this spring, then transitioning now into the summer. I mean, what's been the difference feeling-wise heading from last summer into the spring and then now? Like, just mentally, how much better do you feel like you're being at?
Yeah, mentally, definitely. Honestly, caring less, like just being okay with the result. Having the attitude of it is what it is, and then made a couple swing changes over the break, and it panned out.
Awesome. Any final thoughts for Crawdads faithful listening back home?
Nope, go Dads.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Yep.
We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So that was Ryan Ellis here on the Crawdads postgame show. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get back to you for Sweet Play of the Game right after this. Back live on the Crawdads postgame show. Let's have a look at today's Sweet Play of the Game, brought to you by Batter and Icing, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Batter and Icing is a locally owned custom bakery with 2 retail outlets in Danville and Pleasant Hill. Since 2018, they've been creating everything from birthday and wedding cakes to corporate event desserts, all made with fresh quality ingredients and plenty of creativity. Learn more or place an order using the Crawdads fundraiser part of the Order Online tab at www.batter.icing.com. Orders can be picked up at any Crawdads home game. And today's Sweet Play of the Game, speaking of Ryan Ellis, we just talked to him. He had the Sweet Play of the Game in left field, a diving effort to save a couple of runs, get the final out in that inning. He had a really good day, all things considered, in left field, just his 3rd start there this year, and he's been doing a great job at it. So the Crawdads get a 14-10 victory over Menlo Park. They're now 4-1 in conference play, 6-1 on the season. The Legends dropped to 0-6 in the CCL. So they're trying to figure things out. Everything almost got put together. The bats were certainly live for Menlo Park, but the pitching just was not there, especially earlier in the game. But some more action for the Crawdads. They'll take on the Alameda Merchants tomorrow at 4 p.m. Then a 2-game series against the San Luis Obispo Blues, the #1 team in the California Collegiate League North right now. We'll have that action Saturday at 4 p.m. and then Sunday at noon Pacific. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll have that action here on the Crawdads Streaming Network for our amazing production crew, Austin Oda and Jack Rooks. Charlie Limoncelli signing off. We'll see you all tomorrow.